Well, moving on now, and Prince Harry will reportedly meet with King Charles for the first time in 20 months during his upcoming trip to London. This comes following an informal peace summit between the Duke of Sussex's team and Buckingham Palace officials.
For more on this story, we are joined this morning by Royal Editor of the Daily Mirror, Russell Myers, in East Sussex. Good to see you, Rusty, as always. So after years of tension, I guess you could say, reconciliation is finally within reach. Is it realistic, though?
Well, good morning, guys. Well, that's a big question, isn't it? Because, Prince Harry is going to be in the UK in just a few days' time. On September the 8th, he's going to be visiting the Well Charitables. It's a charity he's supported for about 17 years. He's patron of this charity that looks after kids with life-limiting illnesses. And he will be in London. So will the King be here as well? I've looked at his diary. He doesn't really have too much on that week. So it is a real possibility. I'm told that Prince Harry is certainly sort of banking on being able to see his father. But what would it look like? I mean, certainly he hasn't seen him since February. And last February, when the King announced he had cancer, and that is a really long time to have father and son estranged from each other, especially when the King is still undergoing his cancer treatment every week.
Yeah, this is great intel that you've received, Russell. Where does Prince William fit in all of this? Could a reunion with him be on the cards as well?
Well, you know what? There's probably a couple of bankers that won't happen, and certainly one of those is meeting Prince William, because you look at the fractiousness of the relationship of Prince Harry and Meghan and the rest of the royal family, and that certainly, the door might be slightly ajar to meet the King. So when Harry was interviewed in May after losing a big security case with the British government, he said that he wanted reconciliation. Yeah. But William is not in the mood for forgiving and forgetting, and I think his view is very much that his brother is best left outside at the moment.
Does Harry have, when it comes to family and extended family, who does he have in his corner? Who does he still sort of communicate often with?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, because you look on the outside and he's got a great life in California. We saw a video of him that Meghan put up last week of him surfing at a surf centre. Who wouldn't want to live in California? Beautiful sunshine nearly all the year round. He's got his family. He's got what he wanted to leave the royal family. But, his family are not speaking to him. Certainly his father hasn't spoken to him for many months. He hasn't seen him whilst he's undergoing that treatment. His brother doesn't want anything to do with him. So you look at sort of the York sisters, Beatrice, Eugenie, they're still in touch with him. Princess Anne was somebody who was in his corner. And I think it's more pity on her side. But he really wants that reconciliation with his father. And especially the King is going to be 77 in a couple of months. And his brother, who he's been through things are thick and thin with, and the relationship is pretty much in the gutter at the moment.
Well, you mentioned King Charles. As you said, he's going to be 77 years of age. He hasn't seen his grandkids, Archie and Lilibet, in over 3 years now. That's also got to be a factor in this too, surely.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the things, where people I'm speaking to very close to the King, that is the one thing they always say, but not only that he loves both his children. Obviously, there's a bit of an impasse with the relationship with Harry, but he hasn't seen his grandchildren in such a long time. He really is a family man at heart. He would love to spend more time with them. But while Harry is saying that he doesn't feel safe in bringing his wife and his children to the UK, then it's very, very difficult to see when he will. However, there is rumours that there's going to be a big US tour for a senior member of the royal family next year. It's the 250th anniversary of the independence of the United States. Could that be the King and Queen, or could it be the Prince and Princess of Wales? Whoever it's going to be, it's going to be making big headlines if Harry and his family are on the West Coast.
Well, US President Donald Trump is certainly a fan of the royals. We know that much.
Yeah, congratulations on the story too, Russell. Thank you so much for joining us.